I had a chance to talk with Cigna CEO David Cordani and NBA legend Magic Johnson last night about the challenges right now in healthcare and communities at large. Both offered up interesting insights into where we are right now as a country.
Yeah, so our company actually partnered up with Achilles International a little over a decade ago because we saw the power of putting their program with people who are confronting health or other disabilities and challenges, be they physical or mental and otherwise. And we had a good bond with them because of the mission of our company. I had the ability to see a bunch of the Achilles athletes at the Disney Marathon one year that I was down there, and I volunteered after that to be a running guide. And the first time I served as a running guide with Matthias Ferrer, who's here, I was bitten by the bug in terms of supporting individuals, specifically military individuals, to say thank you for their service that protects our freedom each and every day. And then watching and being motivated by people who set goals that are that lofty after confronting life-altering challenges. And I've been fortunate to do it now for quite some time, just guiding in the Marine Corps Marathon a couple weeks ago.
And you're also a hardcore runner.
I'm getting a little old.
I think you can still take them down the court, though, Magic.
Yeah, I'm getting a little old, but having goals like guiding actually helps to keep me motivated. So when I commit to guide somebody, I got to get myself in shape to be in service to them. And make sure I could carry the backpacks and all the other support, so it's a good source of motivation.
And Magic, what does it mean to you to be involved with an organization like this?
Well, it means the world because, you know, as David mentioned, these men and women have put their life on the line for our country, for our safety, and for us to say, listen, you come home and you may be dealing with a disability, but we're here to say we want to help you in any way that we can, and this organization is doing a wonderful job. Achilles International is doing a wonderful job of doing just that because most of them are so strong that they can recover from what has happened to them and still live a great life and get involved in sports, whatever that is, whether that's running or even just playing basketball or whatever. And so I'm just happy because I've gone through a challenge in my life and I had to overcome that challenge, and I have so far for 28 years. And so I understand when people go through challenges.
David, do you think veterans are getting the health care they need and deserve?
That's a very personal question. So when you think about veterans, it's such a diverse group of individuals. Increasingly, I think the answer is yes. I think we're more open as a society of understanding what we call at Cigna the whole person connection, so the mind-body connection, and not to label it PTSD or otherwise. So there's a physical need, there's the behavioral need, and then there's the acceptance back into society. So for example, we employ right now over 2,500 veterans today. We have a Veterans Colleague Resource Group as an organization providing support. They're awesome coworkers. And that's a way to get a level of engagement and a level of kind of support for individuals. And then from a healthcare standpoint, we're starting to push the limit beyond the VA to get more access to care and services, but we got to challenge ourselves to do even more for our veterans.
Magic, you are out in the communities a great deal. What are some of the biggest challenges you're seeing right now? Is it poverty? Is it access to health care? Is it just living from day to day?
Well, I think what David just touched on when you talk about giving 2,500 jobs to those who have been in the military, it's the same challenge for those who live in the urban communities and inner cities. They want job opportunities. And so I think that's a challenge. I think also education, because that goes hand in hand with job opportunities. And then last but not least, you touched on healthcare. That's a challenge in our community as well. But when you think about living up under the poverty level and all of that, that's when you ask a mother what's her number one challenge, she would say that in the inner cities of America.
David, you have written extensively about micro-communities. What is that?
So the term micro-community essentially was hatched out of my experience with Achilles, and I think Magic knows it well, he lives it well, and he's actually brought it to life in many communities. But what it comes down to is a small group of individuals have the ability to provide a level of support to have a great impact. So symbolically, it's one or two individuals supporting a wounded veteran to set the goal, to train, and then to overcome the obstacles during the course of a race. a micro-community as well as going into an inner city, like we're doing in the south side of Chicago right now, working with faith leaders where the violence is out of control, and working with faith leaders, grandmoms, great aunts, etc., to re-engage the community one block at a time. So it's taking big problems and opportunities and making them very small and personal and engaging one individual at a time. That's what a micro-community is.
Magic, 2 quick ones for you before we let you go. What do you make of the Lakers start this season?
Been
It's red hot.
amazing. I mean, they're best record in basketball right now. LeBron's playing at an MVP type level. I think he's the favorite right now to win the MVP. And then Anthony Davis came, and I think really we got another superstar to go with LeBron. And the Lakers are playing great defense, and also their offense is fluid. They're playing well together.
And lastly, you're quite the entrepreneur. You have a lot of big investments through your company. What's a big investment regret that you have made, and what'd you learn from it?
A big investment.
Big investment regret.
Regrets?
What'd you learn?
Oh, I wouldn't say a big investment regret, but I'll tell you the only thing I really regret, and I'm not a guy who goes backwards, I'm always going forward. So, but I will go back. I was 19 years old, just won the national championship beating that Bird guy at Indiana State.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
And I was about to sign a shoe deal. Converse came in, and everybody at that time was wearing Converse because of Dr. J. And so Converse came in, offered me some money. And then this guy named Phil Knight came. And Nike was like only 1 or 2 years old. I don't have a lot of money, but I offer you stock.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I was 19, didn't know a lot about stock. And so the rest is history.
Oh, wow.
You're not alone in that decision.
Yeah.
Well,
1979, didn't
Take
know
the
a
money
whole
and
lot.
run.
Take the money and run.
Phil Knight and you turned out quite okay.
Yeah.
Thank you both. Appreciate
All right,
it.
thank you.
So suffice it to say, Magic Johnson and Nike stock have done quite well. But looking at Cigna here, Cigna stock is up about 5% year to date, no doubt held back by all those concerns and debate over Medicare for all plans.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.